What's going on, man?
What's good, man? We're back.
Yeah, another episode in the books.
Yes, sir. I ain't gonna hold y'all. It was a mad, uneventful week for me personally until the fourth quarter. I
Oh wow.
and unfortunately, it's not a good story, but it's really fried. So I went out with a friend for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost my ID in the process of getting it checked by the bouncer.
I hate when that shit happen.
Like I didn't even know that was even humanly possible. like, like he asked me for my ID. I gave it to him. People were trying to sneak in the club like behind him, and then
Yeah.
people were like have this like fake VIP mentality at this place too of like I'm not gonna get in line. I'm finna like slide the doorman an extra 10 to get in. So like while all that was happening, he still has my ID, and he turns around and like cools that shit off. And he's like, "Let me see your ID." I'm like, "You have it." I was like, "You
Damn.
definitely have it." And yeah, never got it back. So that was fun. But yeah,
Oh, so you out here ID-less?
yes, with a fresh doctor's appointment in a couple days, appointment for my car. Like it's just like dang. Like I work from home, but it's just like, and I can't even remember the last time this ever happened to me. Like I've lost debit cards with like my ID. I don't lose that. So I'm like, ugh, I got to go to everyone's favorite institution tomorrow and take a ticket and get in line. And oh no,
I would go to the nicest one in your zip code, like the more affluent, because I've, you know, gone to different ones, and yeah, like it matters your zip code on how fast.
if I take a right out of my apartment, I'm in Indianapolis. If I take a left, I'm in Fishers. So I'm gonna take that left real quick. Like you can literally see the "Welcome to Fishers" sign from my like the street that, and then you take it right, you see the mall where people be getting shot at. Like we're
Yeah,
very in the middle. Like,
yeah, because yeah, I my the way I used to get my like new tags and shit, it was just so smooth and seamless. Like I feel like I was in and out in under 10 minutes every time.
mm,
And now I'm back in DeKalb County, and it's just like, armor up, strap in.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But on the
oh
lighter, more
man,
positive notes, since I was here doing absolutely nothing, I will live vicariously through my girl for a more positive beginning story, and it kind of slides into music. But she went to Lollapalooza. I couldn't take the vacation days off, and
mm-hmm.
I guess yesterday during Bia's set, the Whole Lot of Money singer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess she wanted people to come on stage and shake some ass to a new song, and my girl got up on stage and was dancing with Bia and got tagged on IG and had her, her
Oh shit.
had her 15. Yeah, she had her 15 minutes of fame yesterday. It was pretty tight. And one of my friends, he was watching on Hulu. He said he's seen the performance and everything. I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. Like what a freaking Saturday. So yeah,
Oh my god, just imagine like chilling. And I almost watched some of the performances last night, but just chilling like, oh shit, I know them.
yeah,
Like that's such a TV moment.
yeah, for real. Oh man, that was
um,
crazy. Cause yeah, I was running errands, so I wasn't watching the live stream, but just she was texting me and everything. I was like, what? Oh hell no! And then like Lollapalooza posted official pictures like damn near an hour ago of that set too. So I was like, oh shit, this shit is solidified. This is crazy.
yeah, and this is only day one. Who knows where the internet might take this shit?
Yeah, she got
Hopefully,
us
get her dance shit off the ground.
for real. I'm like, she's teaching classes already. This is gonna take this shit even higher. She got on stage
Um,
before the baby did. I don't know if you saw they took him off the lineup.
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was supposed to perform today, but they snatched his ass out of there. They said, "Hey, Lala stands for better shit than you, so you're out of here. Young Thug is taking your time slot, and blah blah blah." So
Damn.
she
Okay.
touched down before Jonathan. Oh man, hell
That's
yeah!
crazy.
But what's been up in your world, man? What's going on?
Um, I don't know. My week has been pretty uneventful too. Um, yeah, just getting through it. Had a lot of long ass work days
Mm,
outside the house. but I also been working more virtually from home, and I realized I've been working from home by myself, but I've been doing more Zoom calls. And I do feel bad for niggas who have to get on Zoom 8 hours out the day. That shit is ass.
I can't
I've only
imagine.
done like 6 hours and then like an intermittent 30 minutes. And I'm like, this is fucking draining.
Hmm.
I just found myself being like, I want to go home, but I'm in my office. Like,
How chock full of meetings are those situations? Like those extended Zoom is like all meetings, mostly meetings, or like
so
working
what I'm
and
doing is
because I know your
I'm
profession is different than like I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know my one friend is a consultant, and she just like I text her and she's like, "Sorry, I was in a thing."
that
Um,
sounds nonstop.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But for me, I was preparing for a virtual conference,
Mm.
so like one day I've done meetings from like 9 to like 6:30, and the meetings range. They were every hour, and they range anywhere from like 10 minutes to like the full hour.
Mm.
But it was a cool because one of them got like canceled, and so like I'm like, all right, that was 20 minutes. I'm finna hop back on Last of Us 2, and then but I had to like it was like business professional, so like I got like sweatpants and
Yeah,
then like a suit
a
jacket.
blazer.
So I'm like taking it
Oh,
off,
that's great.
and then I'm like getting on like, oh shit, where's my jacket at? But I was getting tired, and I had to run a quick trip and get some coffee. So I was like, oh shit, I look nuts right now.
Got a blazer, a hoodie, some sweats, dress shoes, just looking crazy. Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, outside of that, it's pretty standard week, and then getting into music. Um, I didn't take in a lot, but I feel like we got some good stuff. Going off of the music festival vibe. I don't know if I spoke on this last week, but Coi Leray, man, she just keeps getting it. Like poor her.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
didn't
bad
talk
for
about it
her.
last week, but I saw her on the notes, so I was gonna let you rock with that one.
No,
Go for it.
it's not extensive. I just feel bad for her.
Yeah,
Like I like her little couple of songs. She's not like in my top anything, but man, as a person who's performed and felt like the crowd wasn't feeling it, and fortunately they were feeling it at the end, they were just entranced. I know what it's like to feel like I don't think they like I'm giving it and I'm not getting a response.
this is
But I
like
got the
her
response at the
third.
end.
This is like her
Yeah.
third week back to back to back, though, getting you know exposed with the crowd. That's just like,
And I feel like it's just building now. I feel like now it's like let's go shit on Coi Leray.
yeah.
um,
I share the same sentiment though. It's like, all right, you got a catchy thing on a couple songs, but I also probably would be in the crowd just kind of meh about most of your work too. But we just keep seeing this shit every week, and it's like, damn. At a certain point, it ain't even funny no more. It's like, ooh, because yeah, I wouldn't even want to get on stage myself. Like, here we go.
um, and then I guess going off of Lala again, I seen Tyler's performance,
Mm.
and I want to know who has him in a tizzy. Like, who is this chick?
Oh yeah, I've been curious too since the album drop. I was like, man, she definitely got him just feeling away.
Because he goes into the second verse and he's like, true story. So I'm thinking he's finna come with a new verse, but he spits the verse about falling in love and she chose the nigga, and I hope she thinking about me when they fucking. And I'm like, oh, she really. So I'm like, I think everything about these music videos and performances are like subliminals. Like maybe they did some shit on a boat, and that's why he had the boat in a music video, and now he got a boat on stage. I'm like,
Mm.
this nigga's sick. Like,
Oh man, not him bringing up the memories through the stage, the effects and everything. Oh my gosh.
um, but one of the things I did listen to
Hmm.
was KMD. I don't know if you're familiar with KMD.
I
It's
don't think
the
so.
it's the group that MF Doom and his brother was first in.
Mm.
And I listened to it because MF Doom in New York, Long Beach, New York,
Mm.
they named the street after him, and it's
Okay.
KMD MF Doom Way. And so I was
Oh, I
like,
saw that street sign today on Twitter for whatever reason.
yeah. So I was like,
Hmm.
I've seen him in this duo in New York, every time I do like a deep dive, and I'm like, I need to listen to this shit.
Hmm.
And I went in there with an open mind, and it sounds nothing like the Doom we know, but I like it because it has that like vintage hip hop era. Um, and so the one song from the project is "What a Nigga Know,"
Hmm.
and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you hear it. So I'll play a little bit of that.
He was a nigga yesterday. He's a nigga today. And he's gonna be a nigga tomorrow.
Yo, a nigga know the game.
What a nigga name, Black.
X like the flick slick.
What a nigga click B.
The core CM crew.
What a nigga do.
Let the monkey out the zoo is on my back now. Repeat, I'm the X. A biggie, not a bigot. Past that 40 man, I'm tempted to swig. Save shit for after the gig, you dig. Buds like figs, pick out sticks and twigs like some pick out wigs. I chicks like a shake. Self-love X, I be sex like swank. So crank up the cups and get some ups. For the ziggy ziggy, I got the guts to rock the mic and grab my nigga. 1, 2, sound off chumsy. Finna flip the script like round off summy. Yummy to the tooth, bitter to the tummy. Help keeps that monkey shit constipated for me. Jimmy Rummy. Now where my money at, fat? Living like that Ziggy from the Funnies cat, yeah. We both be in the papers. Me from pulling capers with a gat is like that.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
it's classic '90s type shit.
Where can I find this?
It's on Spotify.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, just look up KMD. I think they had 2 projects on there, and then one was the extended with like the instrumentals and shit like that. So
Yeah, I'm feeling that. That was cool.
and then
Looks like we have a guest on the.
yeah, but I
on the
seen it in the
stage.
bottom lower screen, and I don't know why I thought it was my screen. So I was like, "What the fuck is in behind me?" So it
hey,
freaked
buddy.
me out.
All right.
And then what else I listened to? Oh, so Akeem Ali
Hmm.
dropped a 6-pack, and so that was pretty good. Cause I was just thinking about him, and I'm like, he did the little pimp shit. I wonder.
Oh yeah, you played some for us a while back, huh?
Yeah, I was like, I wonder how long he's gonna stay in this bag, because I went further back and he had some stuff, and the project is called Mack in the Day, starring Kimmy Casanova.
He has
So it's
my
like
attention.
Yeah. And so the song I'm gonna play a little bit of, it's called "Player to Player" featuring Fleetwood Fred. I feel like I seen his name here and there, but it's what you would expect. So I'll get into that.
Player to player. When you a real man, sometimes you run into other Macks, real pros, who know the game just as good as you, and know all too well about the business of being a player.
See, you got to impress the hoe before you undress the hoe. Be professional, but keep it extra close. She can stretch the dough that you bringing in. Just get your broccoli, stack your vegetables, and before you know it, she's sniffing cocaine from Mexico. Off your fingernails. If it get hectic though, I don't gas him up. I ain't Texaco. Nike send me checks in the mail every time that I check a hoe. I kick a bitch to the curb and tell my other hoes they next to go so they don't feel so special. You dig what I'm saying? This pimping is an artistry. Pardon me, where you ought to be is slanging WAP like Megan and Cardi B. Listen, I got more swang than a playground. These hoes is a mess. Bitch, I ain't ballin'. I could never be a pimp in distress. Now all this smacking I've been dealing in got me stacking my dividends. A pocket full of change. I gave 50 cents out to many men. I slam my doors. My Cadillac clean as Jehovah Witness pussy. Selling moose knuckles and camel toes. All my bitches pushing. Pop the product cause it's gon' sell in any season. And my bitches don't take a day off of work for any reason. I said what I said when I said it, and I ain't gon' say it twice. Now if you know the game, then you can play it right. Hey, you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So
That's pretty tough.
it's
Oh,
right
yeah.
in tune, and I feel like this is his ode to that for a little bit.
Hmm.
I feel, because his name is Akeem Ali, and he got the whole Kimmy Casanova persona, so it's like he can dip back into it whenever he wants.
Yeah.
But I think eventually he's gonna venture away from that. So
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded very much like, yeah, it feels like a character, not in a bad way, but it's like you
Yeah.
can kind of feel, yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, and I accidentally looked him up as Kenny Casanova, and it was not him. And I was like, I kind of could have. I listened. I got halfway through the project before I realized it wasn't him. I was like, dang, I really could have used like one more snippet of that sound.
Hmm.
And it being a 6-pack, I'm like, okay, yeah, this nigga's about to move on. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool though. There's nothing wrong with just like letting some live in a space and moving on.
Anything you listen to?
Yeah, the long-awaited "The House Is Burning" album from Isaiah Rashad came out, and I share the same sentiments as a lot of friends. Like even before we heard it, it's like, man, I'm going to at least 2 of these tour dates. I can't wait. Like he's quietly one of my favorite rappers, and like he just knows how to. I don't know. He knows how to say some sad shit in a cool way. He's poetic with painting a picture of certain situations, and he also knows how to pop shit in a cool way that's not like in your face like the Mack in the Day. Like Mack in the Day is very like in your face, but Isaiah's like the laid back but still saying the same thing. So that's something I've always enjoyed, and kind of like the project we were talking about last week. No features were wasted on here.
No.
I like IDK's project. But yeah, no features were wasted. It felt balanced. And something that, I mean, even though he hasn't been in the game forever, I think he really did a good job of doing what he's known for and not feeling like he was chasing it. Because I feel like some artists was like, all right, this is what kind of sounds I used to do. I bet I can still kick it off. And it's like, you're reaching, or like it's not hitting how it used to. But this is like he captured what I like from him, whether it was like the upbeat songs or the slower, let me get SZA to sing a little bit songs. Like they all still did the things that we love from the beginning. So yeah, this is going to get a lot of spins, and I think there's going to be a lot of quotes that I catch later and all that. And I think he makes good anthems. Like I think everything that he writes is like, you want to repeat this shit or use it as a caption, or like you just want to say it. Like he says catchy shit all the time, and I'm going to keep catching it going forward as I keep listening to it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I don't think I listened to an Isaiah Rashad project before this. I've listened to a lot of songs. And it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know why or how. Actually, no. He's the one he got the where the dude's jumping over the car. That's like a cartoon. Is that Isaiah Rashad?
You talking about the album art for something? Yep. The Sun's Tirade from 2016.
Okay, no, I haven't listened to that. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe I haven't done it back and forth. Like I feel like I should, because I've never heard anything that I didn't like. But I was pleasantly surprised listening to this shit. And then, like you said, no features were wasted. But he held his own when he was on here by himself too. So I feel like we're in a time of people making like just really good cohesive albums again. I think because it's 2021, I think if you go back to Good Kid, Mad City, where like that started to like happen instead of like a good collection of songs. Yeah, I feel like it's more of a theme these days, and this was just kind of like a culmination, I feel like, of all the good projects of this year. So anything you want to get to off rip and let the people get a taste of?
Yeah, I would say as far as like the more upbeat stuff from the Garden track 2 definitely speaks to how everything sounds, and yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll play that.
Came out bustin', came out puffin', came out fucking on your cousin. I do all these flues, then they daddy, that you lover, you in trouble. I'm the sunny, I'm gon' barbecue it, something that's your busy, it ain't shit. I went shopping, left it running, check my hundreds, check my onion. We watch cable and my auntie, cause my papa wasn't trapping, but my uncle up the certain Mr. Magic, Billy Bashing, Mr. Magic, Billy Bashing. Miss me with that local hating on the nigga, get it cracking. I'm not surprised, I'm on the rise, been a little ride, that is my eyes, spam it a lot. the little jet with the beat on the couch. Nut on the Gucci and beat on her mouth. Came out buzzing, 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 came out buzzing.
Man, this is so good.
Yeah, it's so fly.
Wait, Chanel on my feet, yeah, that's for all my C's. I be fucking with the bees. Like
And it's nice to see that Lil Uzi is still alive.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, TikTok
This better
was
get a
definitely-
music video.
Yes.
This
TikTok
one
was
needs a music
definitely trying to end this nigga by the end of July last year.
Yeah,
In
for real.
2021, July 31st, Lil Uzi. No, stop.
Yeah, that was so weird. What was that about? Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Everybody
I
want to
would hate
have
that shit.
a theory. Like, leave me out of it. Oh man.
What I was gonna say. So I don't feel like that's his normal cadence. Like I don't feel like I can't remember him sounding like that on the song. Isaiah.
Uzi or Isaiah? Oh, he has a couple songs where he kind of gets
Okay.
into that.
And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not as well versed in his music, so I
Like,
expected the more soulful tracks.
On the last project, Happy Birthday, or oh no, it's called B Day because this album has a Happy Birthday to You, but the last one has one called B Day, and he kind of gets into a similar cadence, and it's one of my favorite songs of his. That's why I was like able to
Yeah.
think of it real quick. But yeah, he's done that.
Okay.
But I'm glad it's here because I noticed a lot of conversation on Twitter of like, I never really listened to him, but hold on, this shit kind of. See, I'm glad he
Yeah.
popped that shit early, like 2 songs in. Like,
Yeah.
let me give
'Cause I
something
was
for
expecting
everybody.
a soulful big crit sound.
And he gets into that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
the
was
organization
definitely
of the tracks was smart.
That was definitely the song I was thinking of off top. I feel like I also like 9-3 freestyle.
I was going to say my other 2 favorites that are slower. Well, actually, I had a lot, but yeah, I think track 14, Score, and then track 16, Happy Birthday to You, are probably going to be my favorites as things go on. I just got to get more lyrics in my head. But I was like, yeah, these are. He's saying something here. I just haven't caught it yet. There's like a story being finished right there, but.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this Happy Birthday track.
And this also speaks well to him more than even the other song, honestly.
I hope it all makes sense to ball like this, the larger dress. Ain't nothing stopping me but parking fees. Many hands settle down. If you don't ever get yourself straight, who the fuck is you gonna help me? I pray for many Thanksgivings. I pray that Tifa don't cook. You know her mama put sugar in their greens. That's that shit I never seen before. Bucket list, scratching off some shit you never dreamed before. Sparkle up your pinky toe. Hey baby, I have no read to stay, baby. My dream too big for this city. In Myrtle Beach ain't vacation. I can't go far as Nevada. Say I only seen Vegas. If not these niggas, bet your senses betray ya. I need a day or 2 hoes plotting on my cellular phone. I'm on speed dial. I'm your favorite problem, your beach. Smoke the meanwhile. Waiting, got my tolerance deep. With that Stephen Kirk arm reach. Always I want my payback. It's all for you. Yeah. Slide, I'm out of here. Inside the whip, 1,000 years, 1,000 years. I want my payback. It's all for you, baby. Your face was blizzard. Are you numb enough for
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
I feel like if we don't get another good album this year, we had plenty.
That's what I'm saying. It's been back to back to back fire.
Yeah, I feel like if we don't get anything else fire, we've had plenty. 'Cause I still don't feel like I gave Vince Stable his correct amount of listens yet.
The good thing is that it's a 21-minute project. So whenever you do get to it, you're going to burn through it, but you're going to enjoy it. I think that's the beauty of it being short. And I know you sent me a video, too, where he was being interviewed and explaining his process. Vince,
Yes.
that was awesome. I need to watch the whole interview. How you're saying he
Yeah.
made the tracks with the hope that the tracks would get matched to movie soundtracks and get used in media. I was like, oh shit, like you did that with the hopes that it would be used for soundtracks, but it still sounds just authentic and like you know had something to say. It didn't feel like, I mean, no disrespect to Kenny, but like you can feel that song he did for League of Legends
The
was
game, yeah.
a video game ass song, but Vince's shit was like, I would use that shit in a movie too, but it's not like in a cheesy way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was really dope, and it makes sense though because like I was hearing his music a lot, like
Yeah, no, I remember that too, and I always liked it.
mhm. It was just always on TV somewhere, and I always want to know. Well, I want to know now what songs Call of Duty and who else was the Army didn't use for their,
Yeah.
but it probably was back anyway. That sounds like
Yeah.
the song you would put in a Call of Duty commercial, or in an Army recruitment thing. But
Yeah.
hey, get that bag, man. Because like I'm sure he's somewhere down the line been on some fuck the troops shit. But shit, gotta get that. Go
Low-key, that
Army.
might have been what did him in is the fucking tweets.
Go Army.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, they probably like, oh wait, never mind. Oh man, that's funny. There was some other conversation. Oh, okay. I didn't put it in the notes, but somebody had tweeted it just before we got on about who would win in a versus, Maroon 5 or Coldplay, and I was like, it would be a wash. Like Maroon 5 would win very handily. Like I'm a fan of Coldplay, like I know all their, but if I was the DJ for this versus, I would get washed. Like they could literally play songs from something I wrote about Jane, whatever songs I wrote for Jane. They could probably just get off on that album alone. Like it feels like I don't know, a 10-song versus. I feel like Coldplay just get washed. They just have too many songs that are just sad as fuck. Like
That's
they
what
don't-
I think that would do
Yeah.
Coldplay in is that they bring you down.
And then even like She Will Be Loved. Shit, if you go on sad song to sad song, I can't think. I don't know. Like that'd be tough. Cause you got Fix You versus She Will Be Loved. It's probably like the closest sad head to head Coldplay could come out of there live. But yeah, I don't. I just found it interesting.
Wait, you think
but-
Maroon 5 gets sadder than Coldplay?
No,
Oh, okay, got you.
and that's why they'll win. They got more shit you can just like
Bop
you know,
to, yeah.
bop to, but Coldplay is like, yeah, nah, it's too sad. They're
Drink
only
wine
just
and
now
sit on the
getting into
carpet.
their, like, yeah, they're just now getting into their, like, hey, we can smile sometimes too, back. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just found it an interesting conversation. I was like, I see what you're doing there, but you might have to do Panic versus Maroon 5, maybe. Maybe. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I see you with Maroon though.
Yeah, it just, yeah. It's almost too easy. I feel like I had other random conversation though, but I can't remember what it might have been. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Anything else highlight your week as far as music goes?
Not really. Like I said, it was a pretty slow week for me music wise. Check my likes, make sure I didn't like nothing crazy.
Yeah, I was satisfied. This album was what I was for real waiting for.
Yeah, nope.
I hope some videos sneak out about because Kenny Mason in Paris, Texas had an after show
Yes. Okay,
Friday
I did
night
want to talk
in
about
Chicago.
that.
Yeah, I knew there was something.
That-
I was like,
That shit, man. I would have flew there just for that. Honestly.
that. Yeah, it probably was a great show. And then I sent you a video. Actually, somebody like sketched Kenny and brought it to Lala and gave it to him or something. I was like, damn, that's pretty dope. The sketch was cool. Like the odds of you keeping this balled up piece of paper on you in Chicago with thousands of people around you and somehow finessing your way to him. Like, yeah, that's the feel good story right there.
Yeah. I hope they made some music. I know, the music festival scene, and then it's their like first big shows. It probably was crazy and they ain't have time. But I hope they get in the booth together, man. Because I was tweeting at them like, hey, I would really love y'all to do something. And then I was on Instagram and I seen him at Paris, Texas. And I'm like, oh, they probably talked. during La
Dog, if
Land.
he if he got Freddie Gibbs in the booth and all these other people for the project, like, and then my girl was saying like most of the people she saw played a song or two that was brand spanking new. So I imagine those guys. There's got to be something in the works. Yeah,
Maybe they was at the booth with Kanye and Mercedes Benz.
in the basement, going
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh man.
Is there anything inspiring about this damn Mercedes Benz Stadium? Why is he locked in there? Like, why there specifically?
I think it's just spacious. I think he was there and it's spacious and it's a lot of niggas in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think that would have to be it. I mean, what is it? August. Ain't no basketball games. I don't think there's no soccer games. I think he just can fit a lot of people in there and transform it. And there's a lot of rappers here. Like Rick Ross is here. I think Moneybagg Yo is here. Like
Mm.
it's just a lot of artists that live in Atlanta too. So it's yeah.
Yeah, my brother sent me the sent me a link to the album leak, and it was like right before bed. So I was like, if I don't listen to this now, YouTube is gonna pull this shit down. And I was right because I listened to it before bed, like just half asleep to 5 a.m. and then I woke up, the shit was gone. Somebody's getting a knock on their door, but
Did it sound good?
yeah, I think it was actually the tracks because I heard like the Jay-Z song at the end, the No Child Left Behind right before that. There was a Playboy Cardi song. Like it sounded like whatever you heard at the stadium.
Because I know there was a stream and people probably just screen
Yeah, it might.
recorded
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah, it's probably what it was, but the audio was pretty good, especially
Yeah,
if
my
we just
shit.
playing it off YouTube. Like it sounded fine, and
Yeah.
I can tell there's some songs I might play later, but I can tell it was unfinished. You know,
Yeah.
like there are a few things here and there that were needing filled in, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But I did
Kanye
like
is the greatest.
the guitars, and then talking about what do you say? To be honest, we're all liars. Guess I'm going to jail tonight. About like on that last song, that shit was kind of tight. So we'll see.
Yeah. But if there's nothing else,
Yeah, I'm ready to move on. Go ahead and play me in.
照らす闇僕らは歩き慣れてきた日々も問うた夢は安泰な暮らしだが刺激不足上にダラダラ照らすは闇僕らの歩き慣れていた道はどこだ時はたまにじゃったがぬくもりに包まれたら本音があった土る手の方へ思い出すは優しいメロディー永遠はないだとないだというそれもまたいいなと笑ってみる輝けばいつかは光も絶え僕らは命の火が消えるその日まで歩いていけ音が出る玩具も痛みを飛ばすのも全部僕にとっての宝物永遠はないだとないだという僕らは命の火が消えるその日まで歩いてゆけ
let's go.
All right,
Yeah, man.
rapid fire question before we get
Okay.
into shows. Red pill or blue pill? And the red pill is you get Sasuke's abilities, like grown Sasuke. Blue
Okay.
pill is you get Gojo's abilities from Jujutsu.
Gojo.
The first comment I saw said that, and then somebody was arguing that, shit, are you sure? And with my current knowledge, I'm low key leaning towards Sasuke.
I don't know I'm sure somebody probably read the manga or whatever, but I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
what
his
it.
ability is linked to his lifespan or some bullshit like that.
And he can control the cells in the fucking air.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but this nigga's gonna die next week, so like,
yeah. I'm leaning towards Sasuke. Like something about the Susanoo and Sharingan. Just yeah, I need that. And he's got the what that six paths purple eye shit now too. So yeah. Like I'm not even on Boruto, but I've seen enough pictures. I'm like, yeah, nah. Sasuke got some weird shit going on. I need that. Like, but Gojo needed to have an entire like they plotted against him, like that whole escape mission. They're like, all right, if we have Gojo, focus on that, and we make an anti-Gojo barrier, just maybe we can stand a chance. And that was 10 people feeling that way. So
yeah,
yeah, he might also have some tricks up his sleeve we don't know about too. So, but yeah, I'm leaning towards Sasuke. But that I just saw another tweet, and I see a lot of debate going on. So I was like, we can keep it simple, and
Yeah.
probably won't agree, but yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that, have you seen the Jujutsu Kaisen movie? I guess
I
it's
didn't
up for
watch the
December.
trailer. I think I like saw the date, but I didn't watch the trailer. Was the trailer good?
No, it was literally like
It was just like
minute long.
okay.
It was a minute long, and then that minute, nothing happened but like a long ass pan. So
Okay. Dang, I need to do my research then. I'm curious if it's like an in between story that pushes the story, but or if it's one of those side things like
One-offs, yeah.
all three of My Heroes movies have been just some shit. Like,
I think it's gonna be a side thing, based on nothing
excuse me.
more than it looked like he was going in like the. And maybe I'm mixing my shows up, but it looks like you know what the fuck it looked like? It looked like in the Demon Slayer movie when he was going in a dream shit.
Mm.
And yeah, that's almost exactly what it looks like.
Hmm.
It was weird though. I mean, it was nothing to really pull from.
Okay.
It didn't excite me, but I mean, it's December, and this is August 1st, so it's like we should be getting a real trailer any minute now.
Yeah. I'll probably tune in.
Yeah, I would too.
I like that world and those characters, so yeah, I'll take whatever content I can get, I guess. And maybe by then I'll be hungry for another theater experience because it seemed like everything that's out, I could probably just watch on HBO Max, and I'm not even sure what theaters by me are open. Because the one that I wanted to go back to was one of those you can get dinner type places, and they got the comfiest seats and all that, and they're closed, and they weren't even super. I wouldn't even say expensive at all. Like they were fairly priced. They just had food and reclined seats, but they're closed, which I just found out. So I'm like,
Damn.
I guess I can go to a regular old theater. Which I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to have that. I wanted to have that full experience
yeah.
now that I'm But we'll see. Cause like Black Widow, I'm like I'm slightly interested, but I don't know about dropping 30 just to watch it by myself at the house. But yeah,
Yeah. So what all did you watch this week?
it was relatively light but impactful. Like I watched Magi a little bit, and then a hell of a lot of To Your Eternity. I think I have like 2 episodes to be caught up, which is funny because I forget how many shows I watch are like already done or that we watch or like shit that's already like finished or like they're only 15 episodes, but this one is in a current show, and I was like, oh yeah, current shows exist.
Yeah.
At one point, I'm gonna just be caught up. Like at one point, this show just dropped. So yeah, I'm 2 episodes away from being caught up. I don't know what day they drop, but I need more. It's been great. What have you been watching though?
Not a lot. Honestly, I watched some of those Olympic anime, and I think that was it.
Could you explain more what those are? They like one-offs? Is it a existing show? Like what is it? I didn't really.
It's. I think they're like scattered around,
Mm.
but the Olympic YouTube has a 5-episode series, and they're all like really short. And that is pretty childish, but it was interesting because it was based in like fact. So like, basically, there's this girl who runs track, and she like is like, I don't know if I want to keep running track. I might give up, and then this nigga transports her, and then he's like, hey, let me tell you about the Olympics and track. And they talked about Leonidas, who I didn't know was a real person. um,
Could have fooled me, man.
yeah, I thought that was a fictional character.
Yeah.
But you know me, I'm like, this seems real enough. And so I guess Leonidas was like whooping niggas' ass in the Olympics for like 20 years. So he did wrestling, and he was like 40 something, and that was like the first time he lost. And like niggas was like pumping him up, like, yo, you was really killing that shit. And then there was another episode where I think she decided that she was going to continue to do track, and like she had met all these like Olympic warriors or whatever. And she's like, man, I hate that there's no women in the Olympics. Like, this sucks. And then he transports her, and she's like, nigga, stop doing this shit. And he's like, I'm gonna teach you about what the fuck was her name? Cynthia. And it was like this rich Spartan princess, and she was also pissed that there was no women in the Olympics. And so since women couldn't compete, the way she found the way to compete was chariot racing, because the man is actually competing, but her horse and stuff won. So she was like the first woman to actually win and compete in the Olympics.
Through the horse?
Like, the horse and a person, because a person has to, like a jockey.
I thought, okay, you made it sound like, okay. What? So how was she able to enter it? Just because she like had a helmet and they didn't see it was a woman?
She sponsored it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
She basically found a horse and somebody to ride the horse, but they don't necessarily win and get crowned. So she got crowned because she had the horse, whatever.
Makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah, and so like I was like, that sounds real. And then sure enough, Google was like, oh, you mean the chick who won the Olympics? So yeah, it's like these anime about the Olympics, about like real shit, and basically all around this girl who's trying to be an athlete. Yeah, they're short and sweet. And then I don't know if y'all follow my Instagram. I posted the Taco Bell anime, and that was because of the Olympics is in Japan and shit. So, or it really was a commercial, but anime style. So I have yet to see all the manga characters that they created, but I was gonna put those on social media once I found them. But yeah, it's stuff like that. So it takes a little bit more digging to find and like engage with. But yeah, that's what I've been.
Yeah, where did you find the Olympic content? They said that was YouTube.
Yeah, if you type in it's called Heroes, and then Olympics, and then anime. If you type that in, it'll come up. But it's on the Olympic YouTube. So like,
now I know damn well they better do a Jesse Owens one.
right. So yeah, if you go on their YouTube page, you're gonna see a bunch of niggas like doing weightlifting and shot putting and shit. But if you find the one anime, it's its own little playlist.
And then Kurt Angle won gold with his neck broken. Like they better get in they really better tell some stories.
Yeah, nah, they would seem like they would stand to the ancient Olympian, but nah. You bring up a good point though.
There's some great stories, and if they just put them in that art style, yeah, that could be a hard series.
But yeah, that was the bulk of my shit. What about you?
Yeah, To Your Eternity kind of wrapped up my whole week. Even though I did watch some Magi, they still haven't got on to whatever's really, really next. Like, it definitely feels like they're still kind of getting in content that I'm more interested in, which is like the political side of everything. Because it seems like they're trying to overthrow the monarchy, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, this show is really for 12-year-olds. Like, it's a bunch of people turning into lions, tigers, and bears, and still got their armor on, and everyone's name is Ahmed and Ali Baba and all this shit, but they're all white people and with purple hair, and just like Morgiana looks exactly like this other girl that's not from the same country, and I'm like, y'all couldn't put one person who's like brown in here. Like, two important girls look exactly the same, and they're not anywhere near each other or like each other. Like, they're just like, yeah, I was getting irritated with like the character designs and shit, and it's childish at times. But once they got into who needs a monarchy, let's have democracy, I was like, oh, democracy. Like, I was like, wow, they really probably not fucking with that. Like all they know is this monarchy shit. This is gonna get real interesting. So yeah, so they're kind of getting into those conversations, and I was like, this I find interesting. Like you got a princess pulling up talking about some. All right, where's the prince at? I'm trying to marry him so our countries can be at peace. And then she seen him, was like, ugh, I gotta marry that, but I guess just so we don't gotta go to war. But they didn't end up getting married, and da da da. So I'm like, yes, I'm here for this, which is weird for an action based show that I'm more interested in that. Because the fights and everything else it's starting to lose my attention a little bit. Like it's not that entertaining to where I'm in, but the political stuff and Sinbad talking about, all right, we'll be back in a week and we gonna sort some shit out and get these kingdoms at peace, and y'all will be better off trading with us than you will be going to war with us in the long run, and da 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 da. I'm like, yeah, this is interesting as fuck. Because I was kind of wanting that to be where Slime was headed, but I mean, I haven't watched it in a couple weeks, but Slime was heading more towards a war, and it seemed like this show is heading slightly political now that the first couple fights are over. So I was like, all right, they might have something building here, but we'll see. But yeah, like I was saying, the real highlights of this week was To Your Eternity. They first off, they don't give a fuck about your feelings. We gonna start there. They do not care. Like, yeah, they almost had me crying, man.
Man.
They really make you care about people with only giving you a couple episodes of getting to know them. I can put it that way. Like, and even though I explained the concept of the orb becoming the wolf, becoming the boy, being the boy, and everybody he gets close to or like experiences in an important way, if they die, he's able to like keep them in his memory bank, I'll say.
Chamber,
and he can become them. And it's like, even knowing that, I didn't expect certain people he gets close with to be part of the people he's able to become. And it just gets to a point where it's like fucking heartbreaking.
What episode are you on?
14,
Okay.
and there's 15 available. But it's just like, you get to know some characters, and they have a time skip. And so, he's been cool with some people for years. And like the early on, because I thought the boy was going to be the only human he absorbs, but that ended up not being the case. So it's just like, he only knew the boy as a wolf for a couple episodes. And it's like, he's, dying over and over and over because he doesn't know how to be a human, or like, he's pissing on himself, all this stuff. But then as you get further on, he learns how to speak. He understands. He can make full sentences, and he just gets life a little bit. And he still asks questions like, what's love? Like, what's this? What's that? And
Yeah.
he also has the ability to like sense people's emotions, the good and bad. So, for example, he like, when he lives at the village he's at, he requested his friend. His friend's name was Gugu. He like asked Gugu to like always gut and skin fish because he can like feel the fish in pain and sad about getting like caught, cutting them up, and he's like, I can't touch animals. He would still eat food. He's not a vegetarian or nothing. Like, he still eats everything, but he's like, hey, I can't be skinning shit because they are miserable. And then when people like Gugu and this girl he likes, whenever he talk, he can feel like their heartbeats and how in love they are, but they don't say it to each other and all that kind of stuff. And so he feels good emotions, he feels bad of every living thing, whatever. But yeah, man, like, the show don't care about your feelings. And I think what it also does well is every episode feels epic. Like, the music is strong. The first, 12 minutes is like establishing the theme of the episode, and then like the last couple of minutes, they like push you off a cliff and break your heart. They just fuck with you, or like set up the next like, every episode is impactful. And even the episodes that felt like they were just like at peace or a filler or something, I was still on edge. So I'm like, all right, they're too happy right now. Like,
I feel like that makes for a great show.
I was like, they're gonna snatch this happiness from me, aren't they? And they snatch it every time. But it's like, can you imagine if like, it's like if you're like a pet you had as a kid dies, and since you're so close to it, you can become the pet, and it's just like, That's awful. Like you would not want that. Like even if like the pet's abilities could help you do something later on, you don't want to be the pet that you can no longer talk to and have
Yeah.
its voice and mannerisms. So yeah, so like oh, he ends up being named Fushi, which I think means immortal because somebody like laughed at him. Your name's Fushi. Like, wow, that's really on the nose. So yeah, Fushi, he absorbed some people along the way. I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but like, yeah, and it just yeah, I think around episode 13 is when it really starts to hit you that like now that Fushi has feelings, the fact that he's absorbing people that he's known for a while, like that shit hurts. Like I couldn't imagine. Like yeah, while the powers or abilities of this person or thing are useful, now he can no longer talk to this person. Like all he has is the memories, which is useful in like a fighting sense, but this shit sucks. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so did all the emotions hit him at once, or was it a gradual build up?
The feeling of grief, the first time he experienced it was the most recent person he had to absorb. That's when he like realized, oh shit, because there was a okay, so he realized in order to like not lose friends and people he cares about, he can't live in that village because there's these enemies called the Knockers, and they know what Fushi is, and they want to take him and control him since he's immortal. They want to like snatch his abilities, whatever. So they were tearing up the city, and like he's like, I can't live here with these people, these monsters constantly trying to get me, and people are gonna die because I'm around. So I gotta dip. And so this old lady that was where he was living, she decided to go with him on the adventure, and he's like, hey, I'm not trying to cry anymore. I don't like that. Like I don't want to cry. Like it's so please go back to the village. I can't do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, like yeah, I guess I would say it was gradual, but this was the first time he felt this type of grief because he absorbed the boy. He's like, okay. Like he absorbed the next person. Oh, damn, she was cool, but whatever. But like once he got to the third human that's part of him, he was just a mess, and it's just like, damn, that shit hurt. Like yeah,
How
so this
old
show,
is he right now?
whew.
Approximately.
Oh yeah. So there was like a 4-year gap of him like not having to fight or absorb more people. So like he started to get facial hair. Like he started to grow up because he didn't have to transform for a while. So he is what's 13 plus 4. So I think he's like 17 now. Yeah, something like that. But nah, man, this show every episode tugs at your heartstrings, and the intro is fucking fire. The music in the episodes is good. The dub was excellent because when he because I'm at the sub now, they're not all the way caught up, but in the dub when Fushi was still learning how to like speak, the voice actor did a very good job of being like, or he would be like, it hurts, like when they were trying to like experiment on him because people were starting to figure out what he was, like this immortal thing that turns into a wolf and then a kid and then a bear, and they're like, can we kill it? And then they kept trying to kill him, and then he saw another human in this like jail he was in that was like, that shit hurt or something like that, and so he realized, oh, that's how you say you're in pain, because he kept feeling pain. He didn't know what it was or how to express it. He's like, it hurts, it hurt, and so like the dub, like you can feel like the stuttering and like someone who's like the body of a teenager, but like the mind of like a 2-year-old because he don't know anything. But then as he grows up and like the time skip happens, he starts making sentences and they sound just normal. And I was like,
yeah.
But in the sub, I can't really tell
That
he's confused. He just sounds normal.
Yeah, it's like I don't.
So I might go back and
reference.
watch. I want to go back and watch some of the earlier subs when he really didn't know what the hell was going on and see how the voice actor handled those early scenes, like the stuttering and stuff. Because whenever he's in animal form, dub or sub, you can tell. But when he's in human form, the dub did a really good job. That voice actor did a really good job of like, I don't know how to say everything y'all are saying, but I'm gonna try. But yeah. But
Yeah,
this show is easily gonna climb up like in my top 10, 15, somewhere in there. It's such a good show.
Oh man, I might have to check this out this week. Yeah, I was like, I know I was watching something. I was watching Attack on Titan this week. That's why my shit is so low. Because I wanted to rewatch season 4 dubbed, and I think it should be out.
I think so.
It's been a minute. so I'm hoping it's done. But I also just wanted to rewatch it, because to your point, I just feel like some shit I missed because of it being subbed. Um,
There's
so
there's a excuse me. There's a prequel manga that I think people are starting to get into for Attack on Titan. It was talking about the stuff that was happening before, but I think from a woman's perspective or several women, like it's like there's some Attack on Titan story that's about women before the Eren story, something like that is
do
out
we think
somewhere.
it's
I'm gonna try to
be
link you.
spoily?
I don't know.
I would definitely read it if it's not spoiling.
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause
But
I've
they
been
said
looking for
they said
some-
prequel though, so like it shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it could.
Yeah, it could. Yeah,
And then I feel like in this show particularly, because there's a lot of assumptions made off of the history of Titans and families, and yeah. So okay, yeah. No, this shit sounds good. I love the animation. I actually started watching the episode and then I had to stop because I had to go somewhere. And I don't know if y'all have like Chromecast, but if you got the app for Crunchyroll, it'll just cast to the TV.
yeah. That's what I've been doing. Like I cast it to the TV in my bedroom instead of having to log into Crunchyroll on there and stuff. But I would also suggest the show to anybody that may be on the fence or whatever. If you like Kingdom Hearts, I feel like you will love this show. There's like it does the whole like, because Fushi like loses memories and gains them, and he's like doing the whole dramatic like, oh, I forget this person, but I know there's a person somewhere in there. I need my memories back. Like there's that whole dramatic power of friendship, memories, and there's still cool fights, and like it feels very Kingdom Hearts. And I'm pretty sure the lady that sung the theme song did the intro for the show too, like because her voice is unmistakable. And the intro is like an R&B sounding. And I was like, hold on, why are they snapping like this? Yeah, bro, it's fantastic. He's absorbing humans that he loves, absorbing animals that he needs. He's experiencing things. It's fire, man. I don't know if it's isekai or not or whatever it is, but it's fire. And he be talking to, and back to the Kingdom Hearts thing, the person that like put him on Earth talks to him, but nobody else can see it. He's like some Grim Reaper looking dude that just be pulling up on him. Like, you need to get stronger to defeat the knockers because they know you're immortal. And I made you so you can preserve the information that the Earth holds. That's why you're immortal, and that's why I made you. And da-da-da. But I can't fight the knockers. Only you can. And da-da. And Fushi's like, why do I gotta listen to you? Like, how do I know you got like anybody's best interest in mind? Like, it's getting into that like Kingdom Hearts mystery bag, and the knockers know that if they and that's the other not crazy, but like interesting plot twist is like if he gets killed in certain like forms that had impact on him, they can be erased, and he has to like get them back. So he lost one of his people to the little knocker thing, and he has to fight for it back. And he's literally like, because there's a scene where he's trying to climb a tree, and he needed the form of whatever person it was that he absorbed to like climb the tree because it was just easiest on his body. Like, like when he's a wolf, it's not easy. When he's like another human, it's not easy because he's heavy. And the old lady's like, turn into the person. Like, you've been doing this. He's like, who? Like, so yeah, she's like, the person you've been transforming into like 3 times a day, do it. Like, go up there, grab that pear off the tree. We're both hungry. He's like, what are you talking about? So yeah, it's fire, bro. It's
so
it's
is
good.
it he can't die or he can't be killed that way?
He's immortal, but if let's say he's like a little girl, if he drowns as a little girl, or not drowns, if the monsters that he's fighting specifically kill the little girl, he loses that girl from his memory bank or whatever, and he can only transform into the other stuff. He has to like snatch it back from them, kind of thing. So it hasn't happened at all, but it could have got to the point where he runs out of things to transform to, and he's back to the orb and has to like work his way back up the tree of life and all that. Yeah, like so far he only got one thing snatched from him, but he still has like this oversized polar bear and like the wolf and a couple other humans. But like one of them got snatched up, and he just doesn't even remember what she looks like, how to turn into her, like whatever. So yeah, they kind of get into that bag too. That's why I was like, Kingdom Hearts fans will fuck with this concept. But yeah, it's fire, man. It's fire.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, I actually was watching some gameplay this week. It was pretty weird looking.
It's a simple gameplay style, but the third game simplified it to the point where it's like way too easy. Like it's not even challenging. That was my biggest complaint. Like I might not finish the game because it's just not challenging. Like it's nice to look at, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue. Unless you had any more
No,
commentary.
that's a perfect spot. This show's gosh dang amazing. I can't wait to. Well, I'm sad that I'm about to be caught up because it might have me reading the manga real quick if I gotta wait for one episode every week. But it'll give you a chance to catch up because you got 10 episodes of a dub at least before
Oh
it goes
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, let's get into the games, man.
So I know my next two games that I'm gonna purchase:
Ooh, let's hear.
God of War and Spider Man,
Spider-Man 1 or Miles Morales?
Miles Morales.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit looks fun.
Oh man, it's. I wish you could just experience Spider-Man though, just to compare the combat, because Miles Morales' combat is insanely fun. Like Spider-Man is great, but being Miles, like the combos you're gonna have a blast. Like the combos are insanely fun to do. And you just feel faster. Like they make them feel like Spider-Man's a little heavier and older and fights a certain way with his gadgets, but you can feel like Miles is like the slimmer, faster, and he can go invisible, and Peter can't. And yeah, it's crazy. You're gonna love it.
I mean, I might get both because the Spider Man is only $20.
Yeah, it's good if you just at least experience like half of Spider-Man or a quarter of it, and then jump over to Miles just to feel the combat out. Like I feel like you'll enjoy Miles just that much more. But I mean, the story, the music, and the feeling of it is just incredible on its own. But I would say the combat, just getting a feel for that would be worthwhile. But then God of War, I mean, it
Yeah.
fucking speaks for itself from the fucking beginning, bro. Like, as soon as you get into the first little skirmish and like you feel the music, like they got the whole orchestral thing in the beginning, and yeah, that's a big budget game right there. Yeah, God of War is not to be messed with. That game is so fun.
But yeah, tell me what you've been playing or.
And neither are like super long and demanding. Like you're not doing the type of resource management you got to do in Last of Us in either of them. Miles is like 8 hours long. God of War is like 20 under that. So yeah, you go and breeze through them probably and have fun. But what were you saying?
I was asking if any games that you played to or noticed or any game news for you this week.
Yeah, I'll start with like a a more interesting point before I get into like what I played specifically. I ordered a emulator handheld device that lets you play Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, Nintendo 64, PSP, like a bunch of random systems all in one little handheld. It's called the Retroid Pocket 2. I ordered that. It'll be here tomorrow. I'm kind of hyped because it really might end up just being a Pokemon machine where I play the older Pokemon games, and then maybe some old PSP stuff, Metal Gear Solid, something. But I'm hyped. It was like $80, and you can kind of customize the interface and play a bunch of old shit. And I've been playing Pokemon on my laptop a little bit, but I would like to play some of the older stuff just in the bed, and I don't want to take my laptop there. So looking forward to ordering that. I'll let y'all know how it feels and runs and how easy it is to navigate, because a friend has one and he says it's a Pokemon machine for him and it runs smooth and it has a USB-C charging port and all that. So I was like, $80 to play old ass games? You got me. And I think it's filling the void of me wanting a PS5 already. So I think it's just a slight distraction before I can
Before you
actually
got
make that.
money, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there was that. And then I actually played the demo of a game that I've always had my eye on, but just never got to. The demo for Neo, The World Ends With You.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Square Enix game, I believe, and it's got the same art style as Kingdom Hearts and kind of the same energy, but more of a like hipster, like jet set radio, hip hop inspired kind of like it feels like Durarara, that anime. It feels like that,
Mm-hmm.
but less dramatic and more fun. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting demo. I don't even know if I'm done with the demo because it carries over into the full game if you choose to buy it. But I think what's kind of throwing me off that I'm like not sure yet is like, for one, there's a lot of freaking dialogue for a demo. I'm like, oh my gosh, like why are they still talking? Like I'm clicking through a lot of dialogue. But yeah, the art style is dope. The music is dope. Like it feels like an early 2000s game, like as far as like the Toonami era. Like it feels like that. But the play style is kind of throwing me off because it feels more like a rhythm game than a real fighting game. Because it's like,
What's a rhythm game? Oh, like Guitar Hero.
yeah, it feels more like a rhythm game than I'm actually fighting. So the reason I say that is like, let's say you have like one enemy, right? And you're the main characters. There's two of them. Like so far, you have to be with both of them because X is to attack, right? But X isn't an attack button. It's literally one character. So like when you press X, you're going to be attacking with character A. If you press Y, you're going to be the other character. Then there's another button that's dodge, but it's dodge for whoever you are at the time. So like there's no heavy and light attack. There's a heavy and light character. So like for some reason that's like making me confused. 'Cause I'm like, I want to be him, but I'm pressing the other button. I want to dodge, but I ended up switching characters. And so like let's say you're your first character and you're hitting somebody. If you hit an enemy 5 times in a row, there would be a symbol that says drop the beat, which is basically like a timing thing, and they want you to attack as the other person. So you're like X, 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 Y when they say drop the beat, and you're like attacking as the other person, but like somewhere in the rhythm, you should dodge because the enemies are trying to hit you. So it's like, it's a rhythm game where you have to dodge sometimes. This is what it kind of feels like. Because then they added a third character whose button is R, and he does a heavy attack, like where you like charge it up with R. And I'm like, okay. So I'm not, like, these buttons translate normally if you were one person, but they're doing it with 3 people. There's like light, heavy, and then charged attack and dodge for everybody. Like, and then if you get hit as one character, they like get stunned. So you can only be the other ones. Like it's a weird mechanic, but the art style and the characters are cool to where I'm kind of interested in the game and where the story's going. But there's so much dialogue and the fighting feels rhythm-ish and doesn't feel like I have much control. So I'm still on the fence of if I actually like it. But I've always had my eye on this game because I think this is a remake from the. It was a DS game.
Okay, got it.
So in some elements, you probably had to tap the screen to do certain stuff, and it might have been more smooth to do that. Because something about the X, Y, R, and then dodge thing is just throwing my brain off. But yeah, so we'll see if I pick up Neo. Anybody out there who's played it or can kind of like tell me if it stays that way or it feels more open, let me know. I might watch some YouTube videos too of the old game, but yeah. So that was one demo I tried, and then other than that, I made some more progress on Last of Us. I don't know if you played it all this week because I kind of want to talk more on a story perspective since I've already given them their flowers from the gameplay perspective.
I didn't. Before we get into that, I want to jump on some because I feel like we're going to get into that. I'll probably come back next week with more information on this, but have you seen the crypto games?
Mm-mm.
There's cryptocurrency games. And like people are like, oh yeah, I'm making $6,000 a week playing this crypto game. And then this.
Oh, you can earn crypto through games?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
And they're like, but I think you also have to, because the games are on the blockchain, and so you have to like have enough crypto to buy the game, and maybe a little crypto to play the game. And I was trying to play with one, and it was like asking for my wallet, and I just didn't put it in because I didn't have time to get into it.
Because
And research it.
online poker is legal, right? So this was
Yeah.
only a matter of time before this.
Yeah, because they've been,
Yeah.
playing having Bitcoin on like a lot of these poker sites.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, like there's this one thing. It's called Galaxy Blocks, and it literally just looks like Tetris.
Mm.
There's a lot of RPGs.
I had a weird Tetris kick last year. I might have to check out. I was going crazy. I might have to check that out.
So just and then you see the YouTube videos like I made 480,000 playing this game. I'm like, you don't really know. You watch the 30-minute video and he only made a couple $100, but if this coin goes to $1, then he made 480,000. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
love
I
YouTube.
haven't done extensive research on it, but it's something that I feel like I'm close enough to the crypto thing that I'm like, I might try my hand at these games. But yeah, so just putting that bug out there for anybody who's on the fence. Feel free to add us about it, or come on here and talk about it if you got the information. But that's probably gonna be something I do over the next couple of months or two, is at least figure out more information about it. But yeah, let's talk about Last of Us. I did play a little bit because I found out that there's more to the game than I thought. Yeah, I was talking with a friend from work, and he was giving me information, and yeah, I was like, oh, I think I'm only like halfway through. I thought I was like 3/3 or 3/4.
Okay. I guess so. So that nobody gets spoiled. Geez, I guess I should speak first because you might be ahead of me still.
Yeah.
I am right after Ellie's second flashback.
I don't remember. She has I feel like a bunch. Is this when?
Okay,
she's,
I'm
the
only at
rifle?
number 2.
Is
Yeah, when she's sniping.
Okay, you are moving through this damn game then. But yeah, I'm still ahead of you.
Okay, yeah, I'm
So we might
right
be caught up by next week.
Okay, because I'm at the part where she's kind of irritated with Jesse and Dina, and she's like, "All right, let me keep going. I don't even care about these." Imagine being so irritated at your friends that you decide to continue out into the zombie wasteland in a rush by yourself, where maybe 30 people want to kill you. Like,
Right.
Can you just like take a break? Like, how annoyed can you be at somebody? Like, damn Dina and her damn baby, Jesse and his damn penis. Ugh. Like they weren't even doing nothing. She was hella irritated. But yeah, I'm right at that part. That's kind of where I paused, where she decided to walk off onto the fucking South 5 highway by herself. Yeah, that sequence before that was insane though. Like not even the flashback, but the part where she was basically pinned down in like a whole neighborhood, and it's like 30 people and 5 dogs trying to find her. I was like, this is.
Yes, I say you got to be at the point with the dogs by now.
I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Oh my god, the dog concept is amazing. Like, I can't decide which is more cool. The fact that you can lay down and get under beds and stuff, because that really makes you feel like you're fighting for your life. Like if you hide under a bed and there's 10 people outside with guns talking about where is she at? Like, oh nah, and you're just looking at ankles. Like, nah. And then you got dogs who are sniffing your trail and they're talking about you found something, boy? Go get her. It's like, no, please don't
Did
get
the dog
her.
kill you yet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, those dog kill scenes were rough.
bro. Like, that shit is gruesome. I died in that segment in the most horrific ways. Like I got axed in the hip. I got bitten by dogs. Like, I mean, obviously I got shot, whether it be in front of me, behind me, but the ones where I was getting close up, like chopped with an axe, I'm like, all right, come on. Because there's like one room where I didn't expect 3 people to come down the stairs at the same time. I was like, oh, I was like, hold on. And yeah, so that was tough. And they're moving through the smoke. Like, they don't even get affected by it too. Like, they were throwing smoke bombs at me. I'm throwing smoke bombs at them. They don't care. Dogs is barking. I was like, nah. They snapped. This is some crazy game design. Because, like, you can be pinned down, but then, like, drop one of those landmines, drop a smoke bomb, slide under something, crawl, and you hear the fucking landmine go off. You're like, all right, bet. I know at least that corner, they not finna run that way no more. And then run through a house, jump through a window, like put the bandages on, heal yourself, reload the shotgun. Like, nah, I was like, this, the connection of things you can do is just insane. And then like the arrow kills, they can't hear that, so you can really kind of, that's like its own silencer in a way because nobody hears the arrow go through somebody's neck. And nah, I love the combination of things you can pull off. It's insane. It's insane.
Probably should watch some gameplay, like ultra stealth, because to your point, like with the landmines and the arrows, and then you got the little. I'm trying to figure out how I can get 2 bottles. I know it's got to be some type of crafting shit, because I feel like if I could just have 2 bottles at one time, I'd be lit.
But like just like distraction bottles, not the
Yeah.
Molotov. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that helped so much to like have the dog separate from the human by throwing shit.
Yeah,
Because they would let them off the leash. I was like, thank God. Because like if I stealth kill the dude, the dog is clearly gonna be right next to me. So like anybody with a dog is like reinforced. Like I can't stealth kill you.
well, maybe you was moving faster than me, because what happened to me sometimes is they'll just let the dog off the leash, and if they do that, you can see like your trail, and it's like.
But see, I was trying to get the dog off the leash in another direction. Because, like, the dog would be on my trail, but, like, the human would be kind of with him. So I was like, all right, I have to get them to be kind of separate if I want to pull off a stealth kill. But I only did that a couple times because the dog-human combo is just, like, avoid that shit if you can. But I did like that you could walk in a route that's so long and stupid that the dog eventually would just be like, I don't even know where she is. Like,
Yeah.
I liked pulling those off. And then there were some moments where I was super close to a dog, but they never picked up the scent. But I was just tripping because I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, if he finds the scent, I'm right here. Like, I'm one hop over a fence and I'm done.
Yeah.
But I like how they don't make you. It's hard to tell how far you have to go sometimes. Like in that sequence, when you were going towards like the smokestack and you end up bumping into Jesse and all that, I couldn't tell where I needed to weave through these houses or how stealthily, or if there was an item I needed in the houses. So it's like a mix of combat and stealth to the point where like the intensity got so crazy, I stopped fighting. I just started booking it. But the game let me just book it. Like I got to where I needed to get to. Like I was like, oh, because some parts like force you to keep fighting people, or like you're not gonna get through unless you. But you could stealth most of it, fight a little bit because there was like a staircase where I just had to go up and there were people there. So I was like, oh, eventually I was gonna get caught. Like this is a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
you were gonna interact with somebody, but it was cool that like you felt like you had to stealth kill as much as you could and all that, and then you realize how many houses you could actually enter and hide if you needed to or whatever. And they're cheeky though. There was a house in that scene that under the bed there was one of those trading cards. I was like, really, y'all gonna leave this shit here? And they even had a trading card in her flashbacks. Like, I was like, that's cheeky, man. Like, how are you gonna put a collectible in a flashback? Like, the way I play games, I love finding collectibles. I don't care if there's 10 monsters behind me. If you got a little shiny thing in the corner, I want to grab it. So like the fact that I'm fighting for my life, I'm like, ooh, trading card. Like, I was like, the odds of me going under this bed were so low, but y'all hiding shit under here. That's crazy.
This is good because you're coming up on a really good Shambler fight. Like,
Bruh.
it's
The
insane.
flashback fight was annoying. Like with when you're with, why am I blanking on his name? It's her and the main
Jesse?
character.
Joe.
No, Joel. Yeah, when Joel and Ellie are in a flashback from 2 years ago, and there's like an awkward tension about them because she's mad that like she's starting to realize like, am I the only one that's immune? I have to be. And he's like, you really want to talk about this right now? Like that whole scene.
Yeah.
I think it was just actually a bloater that they fought. I don't know, but I don't know if your situation was exactly like mine. But like, the fight ends up, she gets caught by the bloater or whatever, and it's about to kill her. But then like Joel like chops it up with a machete, and I was like, oh, I thought I was gonna die. Is this how the scene's supposed to go? Was yours like that, or did you guys end up killing it like another way?
Wait. Was this when y'all were about to go get the guitar strings?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that shit was intense. I don't remember. Oh, that was the one I was talking about where he was like running through the walls and shit.
Yeah. That shit was scary. I was like, yo.
I was fucking terrified. Oh man,
Bro,
I
I was
got
doing that
you
last.
catching up to me.
I was doing that last night, bro. 4 a.m. I was like,
No.
what the? I thought that because they kept giving you bullets, so I was like, all right, something about to get weird around here, like because they had zombies jumping off the second story to get you guys in that small space, and you're, that was crazy. But like, nah, that damn bloater in that small ass space,
Busting
running-
through the walls,
like Ray Lewis. I was like, oh my gosh. So did it grab you too?
I do feel like I was about to die, and he did some shit.
Okay, because I still have bullets left, and I just made one wrong move, and the bloater just snatched me up, was about to bite her, and then Joel chops him up like a watermelon, like chops him up. I was like, oh. So
I'm
I was
not
wondering, I was like,
mistaken.
is that how this goes, or is there a scene where you can like shoot it too?
I don't remember because what I was doing. I remember I was using Molotov cocktails, and I think I had
Okay.
a shotgun, but I remember doing something, and I felt like I won, but I just remember Joel being like upset or like angst up. So I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember Joel being very much a part of the end scene.
No, I remember I got caught. That thing snatched me up, and Joel said, I started slicing it and dicing it. But then they laughed at the end. They're like, huh, well, we did it. Like, I was like, oh, shit. But then that's when Ellie pressed him and was like, hey, because they found those two bodies or people that used to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that scene was, whew, man, they really can make some impactful moments in this game, man. That shit was intense. She said, like, have you ever met anybody that's immune? Because I haven't. Like, Joel was pressed. He's like, there's a bunch of other people like you. That's what the Fireflies told me. Gosh, get off my back.
And I think that was on the heels of them having that little astronaut trip, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, they're really selling this because that whole little like, hey, it's your birthday, let me take you out. Like it was like, oh, this nigga like really loved her. Like obviously he loved her, but like this nigga was like, because I forgot Joel had a family too that he lost. So it was
Yeah.
yeah, man. They really they put their foot in this game.
That's some impactful stuff. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I got the gun holster for my pistols, so that was cool. What else? Got the bow and arrow. That was nice. Yeah, I feel like I'm just getting faster with my movements and decision making, and I'm kind of getting a feel for when to be aggressive sometimes, and
Yeah.
shit's about to hit the fan. Because it does. It should be hitting the fan. Even with the zombie only areas. I'm like, yeah, they can't communicate, but there's some routes that are just not going to allow me to stealth everything. And there's some enemy types that you got to set them on fire and shoot them with a shotgun, which is going to attract the runners. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. I don't need no more zombie types, though. I don't need no more. Crawlers, runners, bloaters, fucking shamblers, fine. I don't
Have
need
you
no
run
more.
into?
bro.
So you haven't seen the stalkers yet?
What's that?
They're basically like a fast zombie, but they like. Basically, these niggas just follow you. Like they don't direct. Like you will see them and they won't attack you right away,
Mm.
and they try to like get you. They basically get you out of camera shot. Which is like, yeah, it's like weird. Like you kind of gotta be moving because when they attack you, like you don't see them.
What are they, like glued to the walls or something?
No, they're like walking and crawling, but like you only see them from a distance, so you kind of
Oh.
need to be like spinning around, and it's dark. I only seen them once though.
Oh god, another zombie type. I'm not ready. Hey, there was a safe I opened with no clues. I just sat there and listened to each click on the safe. I was like, hey, I'm nice. There was no type of clues anywhere. And the numbers were so random. It was like 30, 84, 62 or something. And I heard it. Because they just clicked just a little bit louder. I was like, damn, I might have to go rob a bank or something. I'm kind of nice. It's just said, I was like, oh, yep. I don't know how. I don't know how because it had the gun holster in there. But I was like, if I didn't get this, would I get the holster eventually? Like, would they just give it to me somewhere? Because I guessed. Like, and I also didn't have to come into this room. Like,
That's what
I
I was
could have
thinking about
totally
too. I'm
missed
like,
this
is niggas playing this game and never having a holster? Because
with nothing.
like, I can't be going into my backpack to get the shotgun.
No, not every time. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, that's that kind of summarizes my gaming week for real.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get those two games. Might try to buy Seer. I'm gonna look at some gameplay of his. They still haven't released. I mean, I guess Seer's on the game yet, or no, he hasn't dropped yet because they still haven't
Season
released.
10 is August 5th.
They still haven't released Watson's buff. Like they keep saying they're gonna
No.
nerf her, but they haven't said how they're gonna buff her. So,
Oh, I only heard about a buff. I didn't know that she was getting nerfed.
yeah, apparently
Maybe I
she's
just
like.
forgot.
So when I was reading up on it, they were saying like she's probably like one of the stronger players, percentage wise, and like when she's on a team, the win percentage goes up drastically.
Hmm.
But I guess if you don't know how to use her, like, cause I watched this dude. I don't know if you've seen a video of the guy who got like 7,000 on solo.
With her?
No, he was with Wraith.
Oh, okay.
But I was just saying like the high level people know how to like cheese the system and do all this weird shit. Like he was crawling on buildings you weren't supposed to be able to crawl on because he hopped on one piece of animated brick that sticks there and another one and all this other shit. I think I sent it to you on Twitter, but yeah, this dude in 15 minutes got $7,000 or 7,000 damage. And he won.
That's
actually
unbelievable.
just him.
Gosh, what guns was he running?
He was running wingman and shotgun for a little minute. R99 for a little minute. He was switching for situations. But he also got and he ran a bow check for like at the beginning, but he also got gold shields early.
Mm.
He
I
didn't have
watched
to.
this. There's this like Sweatband TV. Is his YouTube name? He goes by Sweat, but he has a YouTube series where he gets like the number one players for each character, or as close as he can, and like kind of interviews them for 2 seconds and gets tips, and then they'll go into a game together in duos. But Sweat will just die, and then he'll like commentate on that player while they're running. So he's like, he's had the number one like Gibraltar player in the U.S. He's had, and some people he had to get like the number 2 or like, whoever the highest person he could for each character. He's had them on there, and they'll give advice, and then they like go solo queuing and start going crazy. So I was that's why can't remember if I saw whatever you sent me because I've been watching so many like number one players do videos. And
Is that
so
the
I was like,
guy who had the girl who got all those kills with Caustic on there?
Caustic? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was cool.
She was I think she's number one Caustic, like not number 2, not only for PlayStation, like she is the number one Caustic, I think. But yeah, Sweat is the guy that had her on.
Yeah, because like I was like, damn, I played this dude and I never realized that the gas traps were impenetrable.
Yeah, the way she was describing what she does and what guns she doesn't use, I was so dead. I was like, wow. She said, yeah, I don't really like the Volt. Yeah, I don't really like that. I was like, golly, what do you like? What do you be shooting with? Oh man, yeah. So that was. It's been a cool little like learning session, just like watching the number, especially like watching the number one like Bangalore and all that stuff, like just seeing how they move and whatever. So.
Yeah, I dropped a little. I chopped up the guy who did the 7,000. That should drop this Thursday on our Instagram. I put it to Bodie James.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool. It's like a minute long, highlight video. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to start saying. I'm gonna start chopping up some Apex gameplay. So tag us or DM us on Instagram, and if your shit's on YouTube, I'll rip it and put it up there for you.
For sure, that'll be a good little series.
But yeah, that's all I got. If you Yeah, as always, thanks for listening. Another episode in the books. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Continue to share the blurs. We see our listeners going up, so y'all are doing the good work just like us. And as always, we do this for the blurs.